interdisciplinary teaching is the critical piece of all of this, because in fact it's the only way that teachers and students can get exposed to everything that the students need. There just literally isn't enough time in the day if you break it into chunks and say, okay, we're just going to teach math here and English there and science there and history there. You can't do it. There isn't enough time, but it's actually goes further than that. It's not the way people live in the real world. And so if you teach kids math as an isolated topic, which is the way it's done most of the time, they don't know how it relates to anything else. And then you try to backfill and say, well, how do you teach math in the real world, or how do you do math in the real world? And to help students learn how to do that, you have to do it through an interdisciplinary approach. So that if you looked at the frameworks, they've started to call in each, even though yes, they are discipline specific frameworks, each of the frameworks touches on some interdisciplinary strategies. Not enough as far as I'm concerned, but if you look at art, for example, they have a whole chapter in the arts framework that's about interdisciplinary instruction. And the materials I'm writing for the math framework are all interdisciplinary. They show teachers how they can connect to the math, the science, the environment, the history, because we need to show teachers how to do that. It's not the factoids that they need for science or for history. It's really an understanding of the conjunction of them and how they tie together. So interdisciplinarity is the key. And that includes environmental literacy. I don't want period 7 to be about environmental literacy either. Got to be tied together. It's about time. So, for example, one of the schools we did research on quite a while ago happened to be in northwestern Minnesota. The teachers, the interdisciplinary team of teachers literally had a joint planning period every day. They wanted that. They asked for it, and they reorganized the schedule for students in the school so that they would accept a few more students in each period, but that gave the whole team an interdisciplinary planning session every single day. And that kind of planning time is critical, because you can't do it without thinking about it. And that's what we've seen in all the places we've really worked. Interdisciplinarity requires thinking and planning time. And that's true even in the elementary grades where they're teaching, where they could teach in an interdisciplinary way all the time, literally, and cover everything. But that takes planning. That takes a lot of planning time, because they got a reading book that their district adopted. That's a reading book, and they may be reading who knows what, and they could be reading about a river, and the science teacher could be teaching about a river, and the English teacher could have them write. I mean, even if in elementary grade, they could be doing all of it centered around a river, a forest, wherever they live, obviously where they live. But that still takes time, and that's not the way the system is built, because the system thinks in discipline specific ways. It can be done, and it's just a matter of teachers saying to themselves in the elementary grades, I can find something that the students can write about that's related to the environment. I can find something that's also related to math and history and art. We can do it all. It just some extra thinking time. But as I said, teachers enjoy that. The teachers know the world isn't broken up into little discipline-specific chunks, but that's one of the areas where they need the most professional development, I would say. In terms of expanding this kind of work, it's important to have examples. And in this case, I'm specifically talking about teachers in a district who are doing this kind of work, who can share with other teachers. We all know everybody likes to talk to in a business way. They like to talk to people that are responsible for similar things and do similar things. That's how you learn the most. So if you can have a cadre of teachers in a district who know how to do this work interdisciplinarily, and can help other teachers see the value of it, give them examples, that's really the best way to disseminate this kind of model.